Full support. Philippines get secret armed warship aid from U.S. that allies fear. U.S. and Philippine officials announced new programs to enhance their defense and security cooperation this week, which includes $500 million of foreign military financing from Washington to help the Philippine military and Coast Guard improve their territorial defense missions. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin and Secretary of State Tony Blinken joined their Philippine counterparts, Secretary of National Defense Gilbert Teodoro and Secretary of Foreign Affairs Enrique Manalo, for the fourth Philippine-U.S. 2+2 ministerial dialogue this week in Manila. We are poised to deliver a once-in-a-generation investment to help modernize the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard. We're working with the U.S. Congress to allocate $500 million in foreign military financing to the Philippines, Austin said. This level of funding is unprecedented, and it sends a clear message of support for the Philippines from the Biden-Harris administration, the U.S. Congress, and the American people. The $500 million investment into the armed forces of the Philippines and the Philippine Coast Guard will be guided by a bilateral working group and the Philippine Security Sector Assistance Roadmap. Through the committee and roadmap, the two countries want to find gaps in Philippine forces to prioritize defense investments and procurements. While Manila committed to a 15-year-long military modernization program in 2012, lack of funds, political incentives, and the COVID-19 pandemic have hampered efforts to reorient the country's military to external security operations. The security roadmap will inform the delivery of priority platforms over the next 5 to 10 years, reads a statement from the AFP. Neither U.S. nor the Philippines mentioned specifics on what capabilities would be prioritized. In the past, Manila has highlighted the need for more warships and new fighter jets as it prepares for the next phase of its modernization program. Austin said the Pentagon would double its investment into military bases across the Philippines designated under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Under this year's budgetary request, $128 million has been slated for the 9 sites cleared to host U.S. troops and American-funded projects. Washington's investment into these bases has prioritized the building of airfield infrastructure, with Basa Air Base receiving the lion's share of funding to date. It was also announced that the U.S. Agency for International Development will use one of these sites to host humanitarian supplies to rapidly provide humanitarian assistance in times of need. The high-ranking meeting came on the heels of a severe incident on June 17th between Philippine and Chinese forces at the Second Thomas Shoal, a disputed South China Sea feature claimed by both countries. Beijing began to disrupt Philippine resupply missions to the shoal last summer using water cannons, long-range acoustic devices, rammings, blocking maneuvers, and boarding actions against Philippine Coast Guard patrol boats and Navy-operated vessels. In response to these tensions, the Philippines has stepped up security cooperation with foreign partners, including Japan, Australia, and the U.S. Blinken called out China's behavior in the region, highlighting Beijing's escalatory actions in the South China Sea and his exchange with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Laos this month regarding a recently announced agreement on the resupply of BRP Sierra Madre, LT-57, at Second Thomas Shoal. China must uphold its commitments to not obstruct the Philippines in their resupply missions, Blinken said. The growing tensions in the South China Sea, coupled with China's increasingly aggressive actions, have underscored the importance of bolstered defense and security partnerships. The announcement of substantial U.S. military aid to the Philippines represents a strategic shift aimed at addressing these challenges. Implications of the $500 million military aid. The allocation of $500 million in foreign military financing, FMF, is a watershed moment in U.S.-Philippines relations. It signals a significant U.S. commitment to strengthening the Philippine military's capability to protect its sovereignty and maritime interests, especially in the face of escalating regional tensions. This investment will likely focus on modernizing naval and air capabilities, vital for maintaining a credible deterrent in contested waters. The funding comes as the Philippines seeks to rejuvenate its 15-year military modernization program. The program, initially launched in 2012, has faced setbacks due to economic constraints and other priorities. The U.S.-supported roadmap aims to overcome these hurdles by identifying critical gaps in defense capabilities and ensuring timely procurement of modern platforms. Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement (EDCA) expansion. In addition to FMF, the U.S. plans to invest $128 million into military bases in the Philippines under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement (EDCA). This funding will primarily enhance infrastructure such as airfields, providing logistical and operational support for both defense and humanitarian missions. The increased presence and investment align with broader U.S. strategies to ensure a free and open Indo-Pacific region. Strategic context in the South China Sea. The latest defense developments occur against a backdrop of heightened tensions between the Philippines and China. The Second Thomas Shoal has become a flashpoint, with Chinese forces employing aggressive tactics to disrupt Philippine resupply missions. The U.S. and other allies have consistently condemned these actions, emphasizing the importance of upholding international law and the Philippines' rights under the 2016 Permanent Court of Arbitration ruling. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken's remarks reinforced this stance, urging China to honor its commitments and respect Philippine sovereignty. The growing security cooperation among the Philippines, the U.S., Japan, and Australia highlights a regional pushback against China's assertive actions. Regional and global reactions. The announcement of U.S. aid and expanded cooperation is expected to draw mixed reactions. Allies like Japan and Australia are likely to welcome the move as part of broader regional efforts to counterbalance China's influence. Conversely, Beijing may view the development as a provocative step, potentially leading to further diplomatic and military friction in the region. Future outlook. The strengthening of U.S.-Philippine ties marks a pivotal moment in the Indo-Pacific strategic landscape. As the Philippines continues to build its military capabilities with international support, its role as a key player in maintaining regional stability is set to grow.